And welcome, my fellow scout troopers, to Napoleon Total War 3 4v4 at the map Russia 3-B today. This replay comes from the Grandson 06. These allies are Sharknest, Falcon, and Nuba. Their opponents today are Tetros, Padre Arthur, Captain Price, and Tommy 1988. Now we got here before us France Russie Center. Over here we have his ally France España. Looks like we have two France España forces. And Grandson's army is France Flanders today. Points, we have 2 4-pointers and 1 3-pointer, so 11 points. And we have 5 or 6 other houses here with no assigned points to them. Not too sure if Grandson will count that as 1 point or not today. We'll find out, I suppose, if things get desperate in terms of the lock count, or whether or not we fight to the very end. Now, the coalition consists of an English force. Don't know, I think this is England and Portugal. Let's just have a look, zoom in. Yeah, that is England, Portugal. We have the Netherlands over there. We have a Prussian army. And we have an Austrian army. So I don't even need the names to be displayed to know what kind of factions they are. Slightly better. Now we have lots of trees here. Lots of tree clumps that will definitely affect cav combat. Obviously, if they fight around positions like this, then it won't be an issue. Cav will be able to attack freely. And there'll be no hindrance from the forest, but the terrain does make things a little bit tricky for cav and artillery today. We've got hills all abound throughout the valley. Even if you deploy at a nice area, there's another hill that's slightly higher. Your opponent can take advantage of that. It will be harder to shoot infantry, cavalry, artillery. This is just on a very, very friendly map for artillery or cavalry. Infantry won't have any issues, of course, but it's the other two that'll be a bit of a concern. Whoever can master those two factors will probably be the winner of today's battle. So we might do a small cut, but of course, guys, if you want to see your own Total War Reaper featured here on this channel and you want to send it to me, you can join my Discord server, Scouts Reconnaissance, and post it there, or you can send it to my email, scoutsentertainment@gmail.com, and hope to hear from you soon. And with that, let's go ahead and skip to the start of the battle and see you all there. Alright guys, we're back, and Austria here has launched out of nowhere, and the French general is in danger of being cut down. It looks like we've got some static here, or some lag caused by some cavalry going near the building here. We've got France trying to save the general. It's gonna be close. I don't know if he'll get out of there or not. They might break him. Oh, they broke the general. They broke him. Oh, they did kill him. Grandson, oh shoot, Grandson just lost his general. You know, if the unit comes back, it doesn't really matter too much. The general is gone. The morale of his army is severely diminished. And no shots yet have even been fired. I suppose you should count his blessings. He's not facing off against England, Portugal. It's a formidable adversary. Decent accuracy, decent morale. Up against the Austrians and Prussians, I think Grandson's still got a chance. We're back. Netherlands have charged into another unsuspecting French unit. The coalition just seemingly seems to get the drop on France here. That's the second time now. Although this time it's just a loss of a small cavalry unit. France is pursuing the Netherlands, trying to make sure he doesn't come back, trying to break him. We've got some hidden skirmishes. They just managed to break that unit. And the unit that was broken before for France came back. That was the original unit targeted by the Netherlands Cav. We're starting to see the Austrian forces now come into view, the infantry. The England-Portugal force has been outside this small village here for some time. I'm just seeing some small little battles here between the skirmishes and the forces outside the town. The buildings here make it almost impossible for the artillery to be properly used. That's what France is banking on. I don't think this house is actually occupied. It's not. England might be trying to occupy it. You can fit 72 men in there. I went for a bayonet charge, tried to use the wall as cover to get in really close. And we might see canister shot here. Sharkton has just lost his general now too. Sniped out by yet the Austrians again. Austria is showing no mercy to any of the French generals today. That's 2 now that he's got. And they've taken out the English artillery. So, look, the France have started to see a few wins here, which is good, but they've been handed 2 big defeats so far. And they got to get back on the. They got to get on the scoreboard here. They got to take out one of the coalition's generals somehow. Getting a force inside that building would be beneficial. At least they'd be able to shoot these English forces from the back of the building. That's what, 5, 10 guns at least, maybe 14 or more. They could be firing in them from a secure or secluded location. France being very bullish here. Well, France's confidence paid off. I'm happy to admit I was wrong there. But he would have struggled to beat back the English forces, but he did it pretty easily. He used the buildings well to cover his forces. England's pressing him really hard here on the right. France has plenty of reserves in play, but none of them are really formed up to take on the advancing force yet. Better I can do something soon. Netherlands is on the way, but England's pretty much already been beaten over there. On the left. And France is moving in to cut him off, so... At least I thought he was. France seems to be collapsing over here with his ally. So we've got here Spain moving over towards the Rusy centre. Austria is slowly making his way towards Flanders. Flanders needs to probably retreat. I'm not sure why he's still there. He knows Prussia's approaching on his left. He's got Austria in front of him. He's also got England on his left. It just doesn't seem like he can fend off that many opponents, and he's lost his general as well, so he seems to be in a highly vulnerable position. If he stays here, he probably will be thrown off the battlefield. Even with his artillery. I mean, Austria probably has his own, Prussia's got his own, and if he loses this artillery and Prussia and Austria continue to advance, he's just going to get swamped. We've got a decent perimeter being set up here, but this other Espana player, he's got to move forward. He's got to try and find out what the Netherlands is and maybe maneuver his army. So this is to show the path I think I want Espana to go. Move forward up here and then just do a sweep and force the Netherlands onto my ally, or at the very least force him over here. At the same time, the other forces here press forward and try and shoot him as he tries to go past. England's formed up here. France is outgunned. The only place France has numerical advantage is on the left right now. Forces are getting very clumped up. That was a solid strike. Massive punch there. These guys form square, they can. Cavalry is no threat to them. Where are they going? Charging after some chasseurs. They're a bit slow to run away, caught on the trees, I think. We've got some dragoons moving down. They already broke the French cav. Chasseurs are gone. Dragoons achieve victory there. They're not going to get away. They're going to be forced to fight here. Oh, he's going to try and get away. I don't know. Maybe the chasseurs were tired. Well, France got into their opponent. I thought England had France outpositioned there, but England is pulling back. Maybe he's just afraid to be outflanked on the right. That's where France is pressing pretty hard now. Alright. It kind of feels like we've got the Imperials here just trying to trap Netherlands. The question is, when will they start closing the net? Because this is a very wide net. So, I'm not sure what they're waiting for. Grandson has really taken on a lot. Prussia's arriving on his left in force. He's got 3 units guarding his artillery. Alright, he broke through. But Austria's got some reinforcements coming in. Doesn't want to get too far ahead of himself. He's in a good position where he is. Probably shouldn't pursue the Austrians, let his artillery do the work. He's limbering up his artillery. His artillery was in a great position. I mean, the Austrians were at his mercy. The entire line was at his mercy, in particular this area. I think he limbered up way too soon there. He could have dealt some more casualties to the Austrians, a lot more. But maybe he's afraid of losing it to Prussia. Maybe he doesn't think he can hold there against the Prussian advance. That'd be the only reason that I could possibly imagine that he would draw the cav right now. I think we've got English cav charging through the woods. We do. France is confident they can beat England. Prussian cav just standing by there on the right. Seeing a lot of dead French soldiers fall. That's a bad description. Dead French soldiers fall. Of course they're going to fall when they're dead. Netherlands charging with the cav on the left flank. Can they deter them? They can, indeed. Too soon, too soon. He got too nervous. Oh, the entire left flank can form square. Every unit here can form square. España, I don't know why he didn't move up earlier. He has nothing to fear. We've got some Netherlands skirmishers potentially harassing them, but this is French cav. Why don't they take out those skirmishers? Oh, they are. The trees are just slowing them down. And are they running away or what? Yeah, I probably should continue the charge. They're skirmishers after all. They can shoot a fair distance. They might be able to break that entire unit before they can get away. Netherlands is outgunned. We've got 3 units over here. Not doing too much. Oh, they're protecting that 4-pointer building, but I don't think there's a need to protect it. They've already forced England back.
Our men are running, sir.
England might die on this hill. Okay, so first coalition general, Captain Price, has fallen. I'm sure Makarov will be very happy. Jeez, Prussia is finding itself surrounded by the French. Oh! Austria strikes again! Takes out the artillery. Jeez, no mercy from the Austria. Pinpoint strikes. He's gone after the other artillery piece, but France had time to save this artillery piece. He had 2 French cab units right here. That grandson's occupied with his battle with the Prussians probably. And he's also trying to face off against the Austrian infantry as they approach.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
He probably should have left the artillery where it was. Had he left it where it was, they probably would still be alive and shooting away and pretty much tore up all the Austrians in front of them. A little bit of pathfinding there.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Well, France is out of position here. Austria can envelop him. He has to withdraw these units here while he can. He's thrown Prussia back, and his ally is joining his left flank, so he's finding strength there. He's just got to give himself. He's just got to buy himself time. So these units here probably should withdraw until they can link up with the rest of his force and his ally. And then together they can take on the Austrians, and what's left of Prussia here joining them. Prussia here appears to be scattered, and his ally does appear to have him almost surrounded. Probably should get some cav units back there just to say, nah, you're not going any further than this. Prussia's almost gone.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Okay, so Titros here just lost his general. Taken out by the French cavalry there. So that's 2 to 3 generals, I believe. I think France has 1 more general up their sleeve. I could be wrong about that. It could be 2-2. So Prussia over here has been wiped out. He also doesn't have too much left over here. So things started very shaky there for the Imperials, but they've managed to fight their way back. What happened to the Netherlands? His entire army is just sitting here. France is making the mistake over here in his approach. He needs to shift his entire army over here, I reckon. and then march towards the Netherlands. At the same time, his ally marches towards the blob of forces over here and just takes out any Netherlands units as they encounter them. You know? We're a little ways off from seeing any resolution over there. France is charging into a blob of Austrians. Austria hesitated in their tactical retreat, and it's going to cost them. Or maybe he's just trying to fend off Cav harassment, and the Cav kept them stationary long enough for the other French infantry to catch up to him. Austria is continuing to withdraw. He'll withdraw until he finds a position where he feels he can hold out against a superior force to his own. Is there any such position like that that can afford him that advantage? I wouldn't think so. It's pretty much open plain. In fact, the one place he probably could use to fend off most of the French army is the village here. But he's leaving it. So how far he'll march before he turns around and fights is almost anyone's guess. He can march a fair distance before he has to turn around. And French Cav will just probably harass the armies if they can. Will they form square or not? No, they won't form square. Or will they? Yeah, it's pike. Okay, they can form pike. Alright. Yeah, for me, pike is worse than square because it's a dense square. It's not hollow. So you think there'd be basically no chance of Cav getting through it. Or at least that's the impression. Looks like France has managed to engage some of the Netherlands forces over here. In fact, this was the main Netherlands army. It looks like they ran straight into the French.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile.
Netherlands didn't drop. Didn't really see the kind of movements you'd expect to see from a player that dropped. I'm not sure what his plan was, why he didn't join his allies when he should have. I'm curious to hear the Netherlands player's thoughts on what was going through his head at the time. And maybe he thought it was too late to do anything at one point, and so he just sat there, I guess. I don't know. But he should have joined the battle much earlier. I mean, you think Austria would have inspired his team to victory with his earlier successes. I mean, Austria is just knocking sixes after sixes, taking out French artillery and generals left, right and centre. Austria just has 2 artillery pieces here. No, I'm saying pieces again. I'm going to hear it from Grace Good, I know it. Pieces is a single artillery. So he's got a pair of 6-pounders there. It's too much terrain for one pair to hold back. It's just a matter of time. They're trying to use the road to get around the Austrians a little bit faster. That's smart. The terrain and trees will slow down the Austrian infantry. I can't tell if the Austrian forces are tied or not. Austria's trying to show up their right flank. We just have too many French units moving in. Okay, Austrian cav coming in.
Our men are
What kind of
running.
cav is it? Looks to be it's lancers. It's Austrian lancers. The France lancers charging them in the rear. And they broke him.
Our men are running, sir.
Austria appears to be outclassed in terms of infantry.
Our men are running, sir.
France continues to advance despite the losses he suffered. And grandson might get some small measure of revenge here. And he broke the general's unit. I don't know if he'll kill the general. Oh, that soldier there, he just missed the general. He charged into a unit that formed pike.
Our men are running, sir.
You can't really tell when Austrian forms pike sometimes. You really can't. I didn't notice that until they reared up. The horses reared up. The French force is suffering, but reinforcements from the rear are approaching. France is waiting for a bayonet charge.
Our men are running, sir.
Reinforcements have arrived. Okay, Austrians are beaten there, and they're pretty much beaten everywhere now. Grandson's forces just held on long enough.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest.
Nice
a while.
comeback there, grandson. Nice comeback. Alright, I think this is all but done. Just mopping up the last of the coalition forces and then we're finished. Alright guys, this appears to be the last unit on the field that was just taken out. There we go. So we got a victory here for Grandson and his team. Looking at Grandson's kills there, they were from 151 all the way down to probably 0. Yep. He had one unit going at 151, his dragoons. The rest of his infantry performed alright across the board. Wasn't really much need to rely on the artillery. Still, great effort, and a nice comeback there from the Imperials. I almost wrote them off when they lost 2 generals in the space of 5 minutes at the very start. So, again, well done to the team for turning that around. If you want to see your own Total War replay here Don't forget to check out those links you'll find in the video description below. Thank you to Grandson 06 once again for the replay. This is Micka from Scouts and Entertainment signing off. Goodbye, my fellow Scout Troopers. Catch you all in the next Total War battle.